Data source dimension. So expand data source, you see total data source. Yes, you see FCCS no data source. It is nothing but non-member. Eliminations. All the intercompany eliminations and partner eliminations will be done under total elimination. So in intercompany eliminations chapter, right, we will discuss how to see the intercompany eliminations. We have to select this member. So total input and adjusted. So data input, FCCS underscore data input. All are system defined members only. See. So can we create our own member? Yes. PeopleSoft. I created, but it is of no use because they have given other data also. So yes. First data input. Yes. Whenever you enter manually, whenever you enter the data manually in data forms, we use data input. Whenever the data is coming from FDME, right, automatically it will go to manage data. Why? In FDME, it is already mentioned that the data should load in managed data. So click on navigate, data management. See, so always hello, yes, close this again, click on navigate, data management. Let it open. So whenever go to setup and whenever you go to the target application, see, so directly data source, the data will come to FCCS underscore managed data. Okay. So and by default member multi-gap, it will take it as local gap. I told you, right? Directly we load the data in local gap and manage the data in data source dimension. So I'm closing this one. Yes. So manage data means the data which is coming from FDME. Supplemental data means the data which is coming from supplementary data forms. You need not select. Automatically it will select supplementary data and it will load into supplementary data. Journal input. Whenever you post any journals, right? Yes, by default you don't have any other selection. So go to navigate, go to home directory, click on journals. Yes, create a new journal. So what is the data source dimension it will select? FCCS underscore journal input. There is no other option given. So all the journal entries we create under discard changes. Yes, go to navigate, dimensions, data source dimension. So expand total input and adjusted. So all the journals will be created under journal input. EPU means equity pickup. Whenever you want to enter any data for equity pickup, yes, we enter here. Other data means, yes, while creating the application, we selected other data member. So because of that reason, yes, if you have any other data, yes, you can select this other data. What is this PeopleSoft? See, this I have created. So this is the reason in metadata validation errors, it is throwing error message. See, click on navigate, click on overview, click on actions, click on validate metadata, run. See, here you see one data source error. Oh, what is the entity error? Hong Kong. This default storage. Did we change it? Okay, we'll rectify that one. So data source. What is the data source error? It is saying PeopleSoft source currency type should be entity currency because I manually created, right? It is throwing an error message. We will solve these two errors now. One is Hong Kong, another one is PeopleSoft. First, we'll solve the PeopleSoft. Go to dimensions, go to data source, expand total input, click on edit. So here attribute values, source currency type is entity currency. Yes, right, save, done. Next, go to entity dimension. What is the Hong Kong? Okay, it is dynamic calc. So it should always be never share. Right? Member should also be never share. Yes, perfect. Now save this one. Now go to metadata, overview, click on actions, validate metadata, run. Only account and yes. So these are the errors, right? We'll see if we can reduce these errors. So in my opinion, there should be 16 errors or 17 errors. We'll see. That will keep like that only, because for our learning purpose I have created those errors manually. Okay, intentionally I created those errors. In account dimension you will understand that, right? We are good. So again we'll go to the dimensions, data source dimension. So all these FCCS underscore entities, right, all these are manually created. Just like in HFM we have security class, right? So every for every entity it will create it as s underscore Asia, s underscore Hong Kong. These can be used for system defined members. You cannot delete this. Okay, all they are system defined members, so you can ignore this source entities. So here, what are the what are the members? So I can delete this PeopleSoft. It is of no use. Okay, just for our understanding purpose I have created whether we can create a new member or not. Yes, we have created a PeopleSoft. Where do I use that one? Instead of data input I can use this PeopleSoft. For example, you are getting the data from PeopleSoft, but from FDME, right? If there is a separate, there is no concept of separate application. That is the reason there is only one member we can use, managed data. So while entering the manual data, yes, instead of data input, you can select this PeopleSoft. Clear? That is the only use we can use it for. I mean, we can create a separate member, but in live we never create a member in data source. Whatever the members they have given, we use those members only, right? System types, all these are used for rules, overrides, right? There are two types of override. One is rate override, another one is amount override. The same thing, right? FCCS underscore pcon, these things you find it in HFM also. I'll show you system accounts, right? I'll show you in account dimension. I'll show it to you. This is called data source dimension. Any doubts in data source dimension? Please ask. Any doubt in data source dimension? So, yes, for data source dimension there is no grid, I guess. So, data source, see, right. So here I have given you ad hoc analysis, console, reuse. So can I enter data here? Yes. Can I enter data here? So when I click on submit button, yes, you can submit the data for no data source. See? So see, can I enter data in intercompany eliminations? Yes, it will throw an error message because the data should always come from intercompany eliminations. See? Error message. You cannot enter data here. Refresh. Next, pattern eliminations. Yes, you can enter some data. Yes, submit. So total input and registered, it is a parent member, right? So data input, yes, we always enter the data here. Manage the data, we always yes. And sorry, right, submit. Yes, both will accept the data. So supplementary data, the supplementary data is something which has to come from supplemental data. See, here we create a navigate supplemental data. Here we create a form. A form will always be there. See this form. Okay, it is not there. Okay, if we create a supplementary data form and then we deploy it and then we enter the data, then it will come to supplementary data member. Okay, so yes, next is PeopleSoft. Yes, you can enter the data. Only criteria is the source data type should be data input, right? Should not be none, right? So yes, 100. We'll see submit. Journal input, you cannot enter data. It will throw an error message. See, because it should always come from journal entries. See, you cannot enter data here. Next, so this is used for security class, right? Security class. We
So
never
what is
use this one.
EPU that
Sorry.
EPU is there na sir in 25th row.
Yes. EPU, equity pickup.
EPU,
Yes,
yes,
equity
yes,
pickup
data.
is something we use it for rules purpose. Okay. Yes, you can enter data in equity pickup also. So, what is equity pickup? While creating the application, it will ask for equity pickup and partner eliminations, right? There we tick that one. That is the reason you can see that equity pickup here. Actually, equity pickup is something a percentage members ownership, right? Ownership man, just like ownership, we enter the equity pickup. So this is called data source dimension, right? So other than that, there is
So
nothing.
while entering in live, sir, we should remember all these things.
No need. It will throw an error message, but normally we regularly use these two members. I mean three members. One is data input. Second one is managed data. Third one is journal input. These three and supplementary data. Regularly we use these four members. Okay. Remaining members I never used. No data source. Yes, for balance sheet items or some items you always use no data source. Right, this is called data source dimension. Any doubt in data source dimension? Araganamma? So next dimension is product dimension. Yes, no product, total product, no product, shared member, hardware, software. Yes, edit anything. So here also name, description, alias table and alias we regularly use. Data storage will always be never share. So plan type, yes, you can put addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, ignore, never. So remaining everything leave default. We don't use any other thing. So what is addition? What is subtraction? It is nothing but we can. So M hierarchy I have given. See console addition. Here for this member I put addition. Next console subtraction. For this I put subtraction. Multiply. So even though we regularly use addition and subtraction, we never use divided by, multiply, percentage. Okay, ignore we regularly use. So you have to understand what is multiply, what is divided by. For divided by, I put divide. See, division. And for percentage, I put percent. And for ignore, I put ignore. There is one more member called never. We'll discuss that never in account dimension. Okay. So until ignore, we discuss here. So here I have created a grid for all of you. So right click and where is that? Console never ignore product dimension. Okay, no, not this one. This is console prod, right? See, so click on ad hoc. Sorry, ad hoc analysis console reuse. See, everything is zero. So laptop 100, put 100, desktop put 100, servers put 100. What will be the total hardware now? What will be the value for hardware?
One,
Submit. It should be
sorry.
300. Perfect. So when you go to laptops, it is edition. So by default desktop it is also edition. So servers it is also edition. So by default we always use edition only. But what happens when I put subtract? Here see. So addition, when I put 100, what will be the m hierarchy here? It's only addition. Chapali.
100.
No. See, when you click on submit button, it won't roll up anything. See, because you have subtraction, you have multiplication, you have divided by, and you have percentage also, right? So percentage multiply should always should not be zero, because 100 into 0, it is going as 0. 100 into 0 divided by 0, it is going as 0. Percentage, it is 0, it is going by 0. So here I'll put it as multiply as 1 1 1, right? Submit. Now what will be the amount for m hierarchy now? చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడు ఎంత వెళ్ళేది పైకి?
100, sir.
No, it will go as 10,000. ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా why? Why it will go as 10,000? Can anybody tell? 100 into 1 multiply is equal to 100, కరెక్టేనా?
Hmm.
100 divided by 1 ఎంత?
100.
100 divided by 1 percentage ఎంత? That is 10,000.
10,000.
Because percentage should always be 100, right? So submit and see, it will go ahead as 10,000. Right? 10,000 వెళ్ళిందా? ఎందుకు? Because this percentage, if you put 100, then it will go as 100. కరెక్ట్గా ఉందమ్మా ఇప్పుడు? So I'll put 25 as minus now. Now how much it will roll up to its parent?
25.
100 minus 25 ఎంతమ్మా?
75, sir.
Yes, perfect. So a very very simple mathematical BODMAS rule. అంతే కదమ్మా? So ignore. I put 10,000 here. What will be the value to its parent now? M hierarchy ఎంత వెళ్ళిద్దమ్మా? Because ignore means literally we are saying to ignore this amount. Simple. Ignore ni, can anybody compare this ignore attribute with HFM? Product HFM custom dimension. ఇదే HFM లో కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఏంటిది అది? What is that? We call it as in HFM. HFM metadata.
None, sir.
నన్ను కాదమ్మా. నోడ్ అట్రిబ్యూట్ 0. అర్థమైందా? సే స్టిల్ ఇట్ విల్ బి 75 ఓన్లీ. క్లియర్? సో పర్సంటేజ్ షుడ్ ఆల్వేస్ బి 100, డివైడెడ్ బై షుడ్ నాట్ బి 0. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి either 1 ఆర్, సరే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ నేను 2 పెడతాను, ఏమైద్దమ్మా? ఎవరైనా చెప్పాలి. ఇక్కడే ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చాను నేను ఇక్కడ.
38, sir.
37.5, because it is round off, right? It will become as 38 అంతే అమ్మా. See, actually it should be 37.5. So in Excel you have to use the అర్థమైందా? అది యూజ్ చేస్తే 37.5 ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ it will do. Multiply, I'll put it as 2. Now చెప్పండి అమ్మా, I'll put it as 3. Now it should be
130.
225. ఎంత తెలియదు అంతేనా? చూద్దాం. కాదు, 113 కరెక్ట్. 113. 112.5. That is simple mechanism. So division should always be 1 and multiply should always be 1. If you are not using, then no need. If you are using, then it should be 1 1. గుర్తుంచుకోండి అమ్మా అది. So roll up of product dimension, everybody clear? Addition, subtraction. What is never? Never we will discuss in account dimension. Okay, so never means ignore, means it will ignore this 10,000 in this particular dimension only. When you put never, it will ignore in across all the dimensions. We'll see that account dimension lo never ki. Here already I have given console never and ignore, difference between never and ignore. We'll discuss that later. Okay, so ఈ ప్రొడక్ట్ డైమెన్షన్ అందరికి అర్థమైనట్టేనా? వెరీ వెరీ సింపుల్ మెకానిజం. క్లియర్? సో రిమైనింగ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ యాజ్ యూజువల్. వీ డోంట్ యూజ్ ఎనీ అదర్ అట్రిబ్యూట్ in product dimension. All these, right? So enable for dynamic children, we never use smart list granted, access granted to member creator, all these, right? Upper level entity, all these 2 pass calculation we use in account dimension only. Clear? This is called data source dimension. Any doubt? Adagandi. right? Are we clear? So next is consolidation dimension. Consolidation dimension. So consolidation dimension, yes, when you click on contribution total, contribution input, contribution. So here eliminations, all the intercompany eliminations will be done here, all the proportions will be done here. Parent total, under parent total, parent input, entity total. So here we enter the data under entity input, and then we enter the translated currency input here, and we do the adjustments in total adjustments, elimination adjustments and proportion adjustments. Then FCCS entity consolidation is something, right? It will roll up to its parent. So here, to understand the flow of consolidation, it is very very important. Once again I am saying consolidation is very very important, just like value dimension in HFM here, right? So we'll go to right click consolidation dimension. See, a lot of explanation is here. So yes, click on ad hoc analysis, console, right. So where do we enter the data? Always underscore entity input under entity currency. See here, I have taken two entity members. One is India and its parent. Second one is here parent currency and entity currency. This is currencies, currency dimension. Yes. So can I enter data here? Yes, you can enter data in entity currency but not in parent currency. సో ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఎంటర్ చేస్తానమ్మా, నేను 200 అని ఎంటర్ చేశాను. ఎస్, సబ్మిట్ డేటా. we entered 200 here. Done. Yes. So how the parent currency comes, that parent currency data comes, you have to translate the currency. You have to enter the exchange rates and then you have to translate the currency. Yes, come here, go to home, go to data. So what is the year we have taken here? So year is FI50 in January. Yes, go to exchange rates multi period. So INR we entered 23. Yes, no issues. So click on navigate and then go to consolidation. First we will recompute the ownership. It is okay. So we'll translate. So click on rules, translate. So translate is INDIA India. Yes, US reporting. Yes, launch. So if there is any error message, we will see. Go to jobs, refresh, completed. Now come here, refresh. So 400, right? You can enter data in entity currency but not in parent currency. Parent currency will come after translation. Ochindi kadama correct ganeena? Yes. So translation currency input cannot enter data in either entity currency or parent currency or through entry, journal entry also. So what is this translated currency input? While creating the application, they have given a tick. So let me open that screenshot again. So FCCS, yes, there is a create application, new application, right? So here, see, translate currency input. We enabled this one, right? Even though it is not working. As of now, even though you enable this translation currency input, it is not working. This is here. Sorry. Right. So as of now, you can leave it. It is not at all working. Done. So can I enter data in elimination entity adjustments? No. Even though you enter data after translation and consolidation, it disappears. And even journal entry is not accepting. Even though we enter data for parent elimination in data source, it disappears again. So ఇది కూడా అంతమ్మా. వాట్ ఈస్ ఎంటిటీ ఎలిమినేషన్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, ఇవి కూడా మీరు ఏమీ చేయలేరు. సో proportion adjustment is also disappearing. So normally in life we don't use this proportion adjustment and elimination adjustment, right? So yes, okay. So next, can enter data in parent input. ఇక్కడ enter చేయొచ్చమ్మా? Yes, parent input. We can always enter data here. I am entering 100 here. So submit data. Yes, total it will be 500 at parent total. See, together entity total and parent input, it will be total 500. Proportion, what is this proportion? In ownership data, you can always manipulate your data. So ownership data, we'll do that one. Come here, go to navigate, consolidation. Here you can see India, right? Percentage of ownership, it is India, right? So India, here I have given you how to enter the proportion. So in ownership data, select percentage as 80 or 70, whatever. If for India, I'll put it as 80. Only thing is here I have to put it as no, and then I have to put it as proportion. See, let's say no, and no as and consolidation method as proportion. Save this one. Done. Done. Again, click on this recompute ownership data. Yes. Now when you do the consolidation, out of 500, how much it will roll up to its parent? చెప్పండమ్మా, ఈ 500 ఉంది కదా, ప్రపోర్షన్ లోకి ఎంత వెళ్తుంది ఇప్పుడు? ఎనీబడి?
400.
400 కదా. సో no, we'll change this to some 60. Okay, so that you'll see some changes. Save changes. Yes, and then click on recompute ownership data. Yes, now you can do the consolidation. Now go to navigate, and then go to rules, consolidation. You can select, always select total geography. Yes, launch. So see jobs whether consolidation is successfully ran or not. Refresh, refresh. Your consolidation should take only 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So when compared to HF and FCCS, consolidation is very very fast. Okay. Error. Chodama. Error. What is the error? It is saying ఫిక్స్ స్టేట్మెంట్ 3 seconds ఇండియా. ఎర్రర్ నాకు కూడా తెలియదమ్మా. ఫిక్స్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కెనాట్ కంటైన్ డైనమిక్ క్యాల్క్ మెంబర్ ఫర్ డైమెన్షన్ అకౌంట్. ఎక్కడ ఉందమ్మా ఇది? ఏ అకౌంట్ డైమెన్షన్లో ఈ ప్రాబ్లం అయి ఉంటుంది? సో ఎఫ్సిసిఎస్ టోటల్ జియోగ్రఫీ, జపాన్, ఏషియా. ఓకే, అకౌంట్ డైమెన్షన్లో ఏం తేడా వచ్చింది? సో ఎస్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు గో టు ఓవర్వ్యూ, run metadata validation error, validate metadata. Yes, in account dimension, ఇక్కడ చూడమ్మా, ఎక్కడైనా డైనమిక్ క్యాల్క్, అది రిసీవబుల్స్ ఎవరో కానీ, ఐసీ రిసీవబుల్, ఐసీ పేయబుల్, రైట్? దిస్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్పోర్టింగ్ దిస్ టు ఎక్సెల్ స్మార్ట్ వ్యూ. ఓకే, ఐ మీన్ రైట్, విల్ రెక్టిఫై దిస్ నౌ. రైట్, cancel this, go to account dimensions, account dimension. Yes, what is the member here? It is showing FCCS underscore అకౌంట్ రిసీవబుల్స్. కాదు కదా, ఇదమ్మా మెంబర్, పేరెంట్ మెంబర్ కదా అది. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఒరిజినల్ మెంబర్. సో ఐసీ అండర్ స్కోర్ రిసీవబుల్స్. కాపీ దిస్. ఐ హ్యావ్ టు సెర్చ్ హియర్, రైట్? క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్, ఆటోమేటికల్ ఇట్ విల్, ఎస్, ఐసీ రిసీవబుల్స్. క్లిక్ ఆన్ ఎడిట్ బటన్. ఏం చేశారు వీళ్ళు ఇక్కడ? ఏం చెప్తుంది? ద డేటా స్టోరేజ్ ఇస్ డైనమిక్ క్యాల్క్. సో member formula, here it is dynamic calc, so we have to put it as never share. Save. So and AC receivables. So I am deleting this member, okay, because it is creating a lot of problem. Somebody has created, I clearly told to all people not to IC payable also. నేను ఇక్కడ మెంబర్స్ ఒరిజినల్ హైరార్కీలో క్రియేట్ చేయొద్దు అని చెప్తానమ్మా అందరికి. వాళ్ళు చేసేస్తారు ఆర్ఎండి. అది ఏమైంది మనకి మెయిన్ కన్సోలేషన్లో కొట్టేస్తుంది, రైట్? సో ఐసీ పేబుల్ నౌ. ఎస్, గో టు ఓవర్వ్యూ, run validation errors. Now it should be, yes, 14. ఈ 14 ఎర్రర్స్ ఎలాగ ఉంచుతాము మనం, because there is no harm now. Now go to rules. Yes, consolidation will be done perfectly now. Right, launch. No issues. Go to jobs and see whether consolidation, again consolidation error. So what is the error message? Consolidate to reset failed. FIGT into a method, a consolidation can, there is either an active consolidation for the selected entity or its descendants, or failed consolidation that need to be reset. కరెక్ట్. సో ఎక్కడ ఇది ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడ నడుస్తుంది కదా, ఇక్కడ రీసెట్ ఎక్కడ ఉందాం, ఇక్కడ సారీ, రీసెట్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఇక్కడ క్లోజ్, రిఫ్రెష్, సో పెండింగ్ జాబ్స్, ఓకే. సో కన్సోలేషన్ అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి, సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ ఫోర్స్ కన్సోలేషన్. సో ఫోర్స్ కన్సోలిడేట్, ఎస్, కన్సోలేషన్ రీసెట్ చేయాలంటే కనుక ఫోర్స్ కన్సోలిడేట్ వాడుకోవచ్చు. సో ఎస్, పీరియడ్ is Jan, scenario is AC, TUAL actual, FI 15. Launch. Then go to jobs and see whether this time it will run or not. Refresh, refresh, refresh. ఇది కూడా ఎర్రర్ వచ్చిందా? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎర్రర్? A method called by the script failed on line 18 with error. An error generating console script. Please investigate the logs. ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? సో లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎంటిటీస్ టు బి కన్సిడర్డ్ ఫర్ కన్సోలిడేషన్, జనరేటింగ్ కన్సోలిడేషన్ స్ట్రిప్. ఎందుకు వచ్చింది ఎర్రర్? ఓకే, రైట్. సో వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఈస్ క్లిక్ ఆన్, go to dimensions, you have to refresh the database. Yes. సో మీకు అర్థమైంది కదమ్మా, వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ డూ ఎన్ మిస్టేక్ ఇన్ మెడ్డేటా, దట్ క్రియేట్స్ ఎ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. అర్థమైందా? అందుకనే మెడ్డేటా వాలిడేషన్ ఎర్రర్ షుడ్ ఆల్వేస్ బి జీరో. ఇట్ విల్ క్రియేట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇన్ ద కన్సాలిడేషన్. అందరికి అర్థమైంది కదా? సో సంబడి ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ టీమ్ హ్యాస్ క్రియేటెడ్ దట్ మెంబర్ ఐసీ రిసీవబుల్స్ అండ్ పేయబుల్స్. Now go to rules. This time it should force consolidate. Should work now. Yes. Search చూద్దామా? సో go to jobs and see. మళ్ళీ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చిందా? సో yes, we have to, yes, this error is common error. So go to overview, sorry, go to consolidation, recompute the ownership data. Yes, because my data is changed. Compute, yes, done. Now go to consolidation. This time 100% consolidation will run. Force consolidate, yes, launch, done. Go to jobs and see, refresh, see, consolidation is completed now. So right, we can close this metadata validation errors now. Now you have to refresh here and see, 500 into 60, 300. So elimination, it should come from intercompany eliminations always, we will see that. So contribution input, yes, you can enter some 50 here. So when you click on submit data, so total 350, that will come as here entity consolidation. So you have to consolidate again. So come here, go to rules, go to the consolidation, right, launch. Consolidation will be completed successfully. Directly you will get the message here, right now. Come here and refresh and see. So total 350, it will be in parent Asia, it will come as entity consolidation. Again the same flow of data will be there. So this is the flow of the data in consolidation. You should be very very clearly observing this. Gutunchukondama. So we enter data input, and then, right, we can enter data in parent input. Together it will be parent total, and then after it will be whatever the ownership data you give. According to the ownership data, it will give the proportion, and then it will go to the contribution. This contribution total will directly become the entity consolidation of parent entity Asia. So everything it will flow like this only for every entity. This is the flow of data. అందరికి అర్థమైనట్టేనా? ఒకసారి చూడండి అమ్మా, ప్లీజ్ ఆస్క్ డౌట్స్ హియర్ అందరూ. కన్సల్టేషన్ డైమెన్షన్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ డేటా. The same thing we have to discuss in HFM also. HFM value dimension, so far we did not discuss, correct na? In journal entries chapter we will discuss value dimension flow. Any doubts here? So this particular translated currency input is not at all working. So this one, if you want, yes, we'll try here. So here I'll enter some data as 100. Here also I'll enter some data as 200. Submit data. Done. So elimination adjustments, yes, 200, 300 plus 200, entity total is 500, right? Yes, come here, go to consolidate, launch. Then come here, go to jobs and see whether consolidation is successfully ran or not, completed. Now come here and refresh the data. See, these two are becoming zero. So it is, I'm not sure why it is becoming as zero. Maybe people did not complain this about to the product team. That is what we observed here. Okay, so please try to read some blogs about these two, entity elimination adjustment and entity proportion adjustment. And if you get any knowledge, right, please share it to the team. Andaru okenamma? Jeevan, Divya, Prabhavati garu, Manju, everyone, if you read something about these two, right, items, because this is not working. I'm not sure why it is not working. Equally for this translated currency input also, you cannot do anything. Neither you can post a journal entry, nor you can enter the data in entity currency, nor at parent currency. You can try. See, put 100, 200, submit data. It throws an error message. Maybe it is still evolving, I guess, or it is bug, or we don't know how to use it. How to use it ante, no, that is not correct statement, because I tried many ways, by entering the data manually, by posting the journal entry, by entering the data at parent currency. There is no other way to enter the data, right? So it is not working as yet. Clear? This is called consolidation dimension. So let me